Hey Capricorn, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for December 12th, 2024. This is for Capricorn. Last shuffle coming out for Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. So Capricorn, what we have here is the healing light, and we have your higher self. So this would tell me that you are, well, your day is spiritual as well. So is Sagittarius. They're telling you here that what will heal you is to tap into your inner child more. Okay, it may be very obvious that maybe you're very serious, maybe you're not playful enough, and you may you may have been very complacent and comfortable, and that it would heal you to be challenged a little bit, and maybe not challenged like, you know what, you're wrong and I'm right, that kind of vibe, but more so of like maybe you just nothing is challenging you, maybe things are just going along. You avoid those things, perhaps that's what, at least what this is looking like you avoid disaster. You're cautious, you're focused a lot on preventing problems, gearing up for the worst. And so the healing light here with Five of Wands, Four of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and Two of Cups would tell me that your life was never meant to be that it victimized you to the degree of like, I am a victim of circumstance, these bad things happen to me, I've had all these challenges. You weren't, that wasn't what it was meant for. All the changes you went through, you may experience a moment of clarity here where you realize that you were never a victim of circumstance, right? But you were the beneficiary of it. You benefited from the things that happened to you. Now you may be very wise. You may understand what your purpose is because of the things you've gone through. And they're bringing up that even the relationships, the problems that you had in your relationships, even if they were your fault or they were the other person's fault, that was all meant to teach you, to expand your understanding of life and love. It was truly just for that purpose. And they're saying that the Tower and Nine of Wands with your higher self would speak a lot to the fact that you can't avoid some things. Like you may feel like you can avoid disasters, and they're saying that they're not disasters. These are things that are meant to, they were meant to spice up your life, liven you. This reminds me a lot of, I have my Capricorn grandmother, right? And she would say, my family, we're firstborn. Well, I'm a first generation American, really, and so they would, all of my aunts and uncles would drop the children off with my grandparents, my grandmother and grandfather, and you know, Americans would be like, they're old. No offense to Americans, trust me, no offense to anyone. I'm just speaking on how they looked at things. They would say that to me. They would say, in American culture, if you're old, which they were like in their 70s at this point when this came up, and or close to 80s, and they would drop off like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and my grandparents used to be happy and say they keep us young, and they were very young, youthful, older people, and so they would say that, like, the challenges that they face, the younger children don't listen sometimes, they're tearing, they do the spilling this and doing that. And so there would be some relatives that be like, this isn't fair, they shouldn't be bringing the children by, and they would get upset, and they'd be like, this is not, I'm not a victim of anything, they're not forcing me to do this, I'm benefiting from this, my life would be boring without it. And that is an example of what Spirit's trying to say to you, is that your life would have been boring without these challenges. If everything went your way and you avoided disaster all the time, you would have never grown. You would never have expanded. Imagine the expansion that you have gained about, and when it comes to love and relationships, when it comes to life, you have been tempered down and built like, how they take a hunk of metal and put it in the fire. You have been through the refiner's fire, and they have beaten you down into a tool, to a wondrous sword. You're useful now, like, you know what I mean, you're something. It's like you've been shaped, you've been formed. And so they want you to understand that you are, um, you're setting yourself up for success, but you will definitely set yourself up for success even more if you allow yourself to understand that all of your challenges, all the things that happened to you, weren't that it was to beat you down or to victimize you. It wasn't like supposed to take you down. It was supposed to build you up, right? And it's something that was to your benefit. The transformation with the Three of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles is a cycle of change, and it says that you are now going, like, you have a wealthy state of mind. You are one that does not have a poverty stricken mind, and that is the change. You may have been selfish. Transformation of a Nine of Pentacles means I went from selfish to understanding what true wealth is. I went from someone who was selfish and impatient to someone who understands that what true wealth is, and that good things come to those who wait, kind of vibe, right? And that nothing's really holding me back. I can take action whenever I want. There's a vibe of that going on. Nothing's holding me back. None of this stuff was holding me back. I can move forward if I want to. Angels of the Four Directions with Three of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles would tell me that your wishes are being fulfilled, or they will be fulfilled. That life is ever changing. You're going through a transformation. There's a lot of change, but these things are working out for your greatest good. These are changes that are going to benefit you. These are small things that create a balance, a harmony that is unrivaled to anything you've ever experienced in your life. And I'm seeing that coming in for you, that you may realize as well that the things that had to happen, the balance that had to be struck, there was no right or wrong in that situation. Every choice that was ever made was actually to your benefit, to expand your understanding of life and love, period. To understand, and this also says to me too that you now understand things to a degree where you are approaching relationships in a new way, right? They're now celebrated rather than fought against, or protected to the degree of breaking down at any side of challenge. So, very beautiful energy, Capricorn. They're wanting you to be playful. They're wanting you to enjoy your life. They're wanting you to see that there is a process, and that this process is that your life is, you're going to see that you're going to be able to accomplish everything you set out to do, whereas before you may have seen struggle, you may have seen obstacles, and it's because you did not understand certain things yet, and now you do. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio. That is the main sign I see here, the only sign I see here. Right? If you're not dealing with Scorpio, then that sign could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.